Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. This is the hoop wreath. And it's really cool. And in case you're not familiar with it, let me show you a little bit about it and tell you what I'm going to do with it. It comes in 3 pieces. And obviously I'm going to be making a wreath with this. Oops. So it comes in 3 pieces, so you can use it get it in the little spaces here. So you can use it like this, or you could use it with just the centerpiece, or you could use it, with just the bottom piece. And for what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to use just the bottom piece. But the really cool thing about this is it comes with replaceable inserts. So I could use this, make my design on either or both of these inserts, and if I want to save that design for later or whatever, just buy new inserts and make another wreath for another occasion or whatever. And of course, they're easy enough to take in and out, so it makes it real simple. So I'm going to be doing just the bottom piece tonight, and I'm going to actually paint it with chalk paste. Give me a second, I'm just looking for a place to put everything. I have too much surrounding me. I've got my little dryer, and I've got a glue gun and whatever else, so let me kind of get things settled a little bit. I'm going to whitewash this bottom piece, and I am going to be using chalk paste to do it. I could use paint, but I'm going to use my chalk paste. And I have a little paste that was kind of thick, so I just added a little bit of water to it. And I'll just kind of stir that up a little bit. You know me, I always leave my lids off, so that's a problem with my paste drying out, because I get so involved sometimes I forget, and especially when I'm done, it's like, okay, clean the transfer, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever. I come back and there's my lids sitting off and I forgot to cover them up. So if you have a problem with chalk paste drying out, just add a little bit of distilled water to it to reconstitute it. Ooh, and stir a little bit slower than I am so you don't make a mess and splatter or whatever. You want your paste to be the consistency of like a sour cream, or like maybe a Greek yogurt, or a little bit, well, sour cream is probably a little bit too thick. Somewhere between a regular yogurt and a Greek yogurt. I don't have this really mixed really well, so I'm going to try and hurry it up here. But generally when I paint with paste, with chalk paste instead of chalk paint, I thin it down a little bit more anyway. So let me clean up the mess that I've already made and show you a little bit of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to just spritz this with a little bit of water. And I've got a heavy duty brush so I can be real quick with this today and just give it a little bit of a whitewash. I just want it a little bit lighter. I need a way of holding this down some way. Let me get my finger underneath it to hold it. Okay. Obviously, you could use acrylic paint if you want, but you could also use chalk paste. The only thing with chalk paste, if you paste on top of it, you want to be quick, because you don't, after the original coat has dried, you don't want the design or whatever you're using or applying on top of it to re-wet the bottom chalk and cause it to bleed or anything. So the easiest way to get around that is actually dry it really well and then use some chalk, some wax on it to act as a barrier for when you put your design on it. If it's something that you could do really quick, you could probably get by without waxing it. We'll see. I haven't decided if I'm going to wax this or not. So see how easy that was just to paint it. And the reason I really like painting with our chalk paste is then any other coordinating colors that I use, I'm going to do the edges too, will match. Now, of course, I'm using white here, but let's say I went with a green and then wanted to do some green on leaves or whatever, and I wanted it to match. Well, then it'd be really easy to match it because I've already got the chalk paste. It's not like I'm trying to match up some acrylic paint along with my paste. So it just makes it easier all along. Sorry, I can't really, doing this a little bit in the dark here. I can't see what I'm getting there. And I probably should have put some paper towels down or whatever, but this will work. Our paste, our chalk paste is water soluble, so it makes cleanup easy and quick. And I see I've got a little bit of dribbles here that I need to clean up. Oops. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Okay. Let me get this out of the way, clean things up a little bit. Clean my fingers up. Oh, can I ever do something with that getting covered with paste or whatever? Probably not. I've been this way since I was a kid. Just kind of get involved in something, and my poor mom, when she'd see me baking, and I mean, I was a very prolific baker, especially by the time I hit my teens. And I'd have things all over the place because, of course, once I knew how to make something or I had my recipe down pat, I wouldn't just do the recipe. I would usually double it or quadruple it, looking for the largest bowls to mix things in and whatever. That was me. So I'd have everything all over, and Mom was like, you know, you really need to try and clean as you go so that it's not such a headache when you're done. So I'm going to take my little drying tool that I've got paste on, of course, and dry this so that it goes a little bit quicker. But isn't this hoop wreath really cool? I really like the versatility with this. Now, if you haven't heard, I'm doing a live event next Tuesday to showcase our summer launch. The designs are absolutely awesome, and I already placed an order. It was open to designers to order before. It's kind of like a pre-launch, and I'm expecting most of my stuff by Friday. So next Tuesday, the 16th, I'm doing a live event, a live launch, and there will be prizes and lots of fun and demo and whatever else. So to be eligible for the prizes, RSVP and show up. I don't plan on going for more than an hour. I think I could do what I need to do in an hour. I mean, in less than an hour. So figure it'll be from 7 Central to almost 8. I don't think we'll go that long, unless there's lots of questions and whatever. So you're open to comment and whatever else, and just stop by and check it out, and maybe you'll get lucky. I've got the post on the Craft with Kathie page and also the VIP group. So check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. It promises to be a fun, enlightening experience. I haven't decided on projects yet. I've got some ideas in mind, but I think I'll wait till I actually get everything still wet on the sides here. I'm actually amazed by some of the designs. Everything's really on trend, and they're really cute, cool, and beautiful. I mean, just absolutely amazing. Oops. Okay, I gotta dry the edges a little bit more. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line and let me know where you're viewing from. You know, it's National Siblings Day today. I ran across a pic, it was just by accident actually, a pic of my brother and myself from many, many years ago. And I was like, oh, this is too cute, I just have to post it. With our beautiful little Sheltie. Here's Sheltie and Shepherd. She's adorable, sweetest little dog ever. Okay. Want that to get to room temperature. Our heat tool doesn't really heat it up too much. It just does a little bit. But you always want it to be back to room temperature before you use it. And let's see what I've got out here for wax. So I am going to apply a little bit of wax just to protect this a little bit. And while I'm doing this, let me grab my glue gun and get this thing plugged in at the ready. Because I know it takes a while to heat up. And somewhere, I usually put my little wax pads in my container, and I don't have one in there. Don't have one in here either. Let me grab a piece of paper towel and I will be right back. Don't you love when you reach for a roll of paper towels and you've got like 2 sheets left? That's me. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little wax on here. So it acts as a sealer and holds the white, or creates a barrier between the white and I'm going to actually put on some green. Hey, Miss Maggie, how you doing? Of course, the dog is up looking for food. She's turned into a little beggar, my little sweetie pie. That's okay. She lost quite a bit of weight, and I've got her on a special diet to lower her liver enzymes and giving her Denamarin and whatever else. So she is picking up a little weight, so she is doing better, my little sweet baby. Okay, so I've got the wax applied. Now I'm going to basically buff it off or rub it in, whichever way you want to think of it. I just don't want any excess wax on here. But didn't this wood take the chalk paste beautifully? And I just realized what I forgot. I don't have a fuzzing towel out here. I've been doing a lot of inking lately instead of pasting. Okay. So here's the transfer that I'm going to be using. It's called Make Room to Bloom. And I'm going to be using the one that says Make Room to Bloom. So I should have a ruler out here to do this, and I don't. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to just kind of try and cut it freehand. There's no cut lines on this one. You know what? I don't trust myself. Let me pick it up and do it. Oops.
This transfer or stencil is 12 inches by 18 inches and actually has 4 different images with wording on it. So it was perfect for Easter. It has soak in the sunshine, which is great for summer. Make room to bloom, wonderful for spring. And then home of the brave, perfect for celebrating Independence Day.
Now I'm not cutting the backer. I am just actually cutting the transfer itself. Our transfers, or stencils, if you want to think of them as stencils, are made out of vinyl, which is the teal. And where you're seeing
the white areas is actually silk screen. And the paste goes through the silk screen onto the surface beneath, which gives us that lovely crisp image. So easy to use. And the transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more. How cool is that? Think of them as like magical stencils.
So I'm going to use this. I'm going to actually fuzz it on my jeans, being that I don't have a fuzzing cloth handy. So I'm going to just do the words, and let me actually check out my green paste. Oh, that's not going to work. That's a little bit darker. Let me grab another green. I don't think I want to go this light. I've got my olive shimmer, and I have a ribbon back here somewhere. I don't know if I want to go with my olive shimmer and the ribbon or not. It's a little bit closer than my meadow. Maybe I will go with the olive shimmer. Okay, so let me put this transfer on my surface. And I actually am just going to go with the words, to make room to bloom. I want it centered. And I think that looks good. Okay. So I'm going to take my paste, which of course, knowing me, here I am again with my paste is a little bit thick, especially if I haven't used things in a while. And I haven't used my olive, I think, since probably Christmas. So let me, oops, thin that down, and I just dropped a squeegee on the floor.
So I always use distilled water instead of tap water because tap water might have some minerals that interact with the pigments of the paste and alter it. So just use distilled water if you need to thin down your paste.
The olive shimmer is really pretty. It's an olive green with a little bit of shimmer to it. Our shimmer pastes do take a little bit longer to dry than our regular paste. On their own, probably figure about 8 minutes or so, whereas our regular paste about 5, but that's no big deal, and I've got the drying tool that I could use to speed it up.
If you've never chalked before, it's really easy to apply the paste. Just scoop some up or put some on your transfer using a little stir stick or use a squeegee and lightly go across over the silk screen with the squeegee spreading the paste. It'll go through the silk screen and attach to the surface beneath it. That's all there really is to it.
So I'm doing the make room to bloom. I'm not going to do the foliage or the flowers around it. I hope this is dramatic enough, the difference between the green and the olive shimmer and the white. If not, if I don't like it, I could always just lay the transfer back down and do another color on top of it once it's dry. So it's really no big deal. Sometimes it's a good thing to do to get a little bit of a shadow effect too, which is always kind of nice, especially on certain fonts. Okay. Let's do a peel and reveal here. Oh yeah, I think that'll work fine. So I'm gonna plug in my dryer again. I unplugged it, sorry. Okay, let's get this dried. The drying tool is especially handy whenever you're using the shimmers, though. Lets you basically get it dry and you can get on to the next step. And the next step's going to be lots of fun. I see the glue guns dripping glue over here. So it's good to go. I'm trying to get that ribbon out of the way. I'm running out of space. Okay. I do want to make sure this is dry because I am going to be turning it upside down and gluing on the back. Flower makes you think of spring. For me, it's always tulips. And because it's going to take me a little bit of time to do what I need to hot glue, I'm going to very quickly clean this transfer instead of having it wait until I can get over to the sink. So I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of water and grab a Clorox wipe and just wipe it down. Get all the paste off the front, flip it over, get the paste off the back, and then remove any fuzz from it. Quick and easy. Figured I might as well fix this up instead of waiting till I'm done with everything else. Now I'm going to lay it on a flat surface, sticky side up, and let it dry. And look at this. Aren't these beautiful? These are, I can't think of what the name, what they're actually called. And obviously they're tulips I'm looking for. Here we go. Here's a little thing to open them up. But these are like the Real Touch ones. And the leaves and the petals feel like real tulips. I'm going to grab an assortment of colors here. I need a yellow. What else do I have in here? I've got white. Pink. Oh, I've got a pink, kind of a pinky. Let's go with another pink, because I think I want one that's a little bit more open. And maybe another purple. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to hot glue them to the back to kind of see how much I want them to be standing up. I don't think I'm going to clip them. I want them probably a little bit higher, maybe here. Let me grab my hoop and just check things out a little bit. I just have to gauge this a little bit. I don't want them so high that I'm running into the hoop. So let's see. Probably about
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 inches. Okay, about 6 inches high, I think. It might be a little bit lower. I mean, it might be a little bit too high, maybe a little bit lower, about here. That's where I think I'm gonna go with it. So, let me get my hoop out of the way. Keep that yellow one down for kind of my gauge. And let's get to gluing. I think I could, yeah, I should be able to move the stems up, so I think that'll work for me. So I'm just gonna hot glue them on the board. And I want it kind of straight, of course. Whew. Gotta get my arm out of the way. That could be dangerous, right? I'll be lucky tonight if I don't end up with this hot glue gun on my lap. I'm just going to hold them in place a little bit until the hot glue dries, and just kind of continue on here. Switch. Be much easier if I had a longer cord on that hot glue gun. When I was a little kid, I remember us having tulips in the backyard, and they were planted in a row right in front of the garage, and I was just so tickled to actually see them come up and bloom and whatever. Dad talked me out of picking them because he said they'll last longer if I don't pick them, which of course then I didn't, right? So I'm just continuing to glue the tulips down to the back of the piece of wood that I painted and added the transfer to. Gonna hold them in place a little bit, let the glue dry, and then when things are a little bit sturdier, I'll move or bend up the stems a little bit and get them out of the way. I don't want to clip them in case I decide to reuse this at some point. Then I could just take the tulips off and maybe put them in a vase or whatever if the length of the stems are left intact. So that's what I'm going for here. Just takes a little bit of time to let the glue dry. And once it's nice and dry, then I can finagle and arrange the flowers and the buds a little bit more to my liking. All in all, pretty easy project. Not much to it, not much real chalking, but it's just actually beautiful on the hoop wreath. I think perfect for springtime. And we'll see about flipping this around and putting it on the hoop. It's going to need a bow, but I'm actually thinking, I like the idea of a green bow, but what do you think? Maybe green and something else? This is the ribbon that I have, and it's kind of like a tweedy kind of a canvas ribbon, but I'm thinking maybe mixed with white or something. Let me know what your thoughts are on the bow, what color bow you'd put on it.
And maybe I'll save the bow for tomorrow. I'll hunt up some other colors and see what I put on it. So I'm just putting this hoop. I don't know if you could see these little black tabs down here. Squeeze them underneath it, or squeeze the hoop underneath it. There we go. Now this is still not totally dry. And I'm going to have to arrange the tulips to be a little bit more in line. But didn't it turn out sweet? I can't lay it down because I don't want it to get glued to my surface, but make room to bloom. So let me know what you think in regards to ribbon, if you would put white and green, or just go with the green, or go with purple ribbon, or I don't know. Tell me what you think, what your thoughts are. And I'll add the final touches to it tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I surely do appreciate it. See you soon.